Liebe Zuschauer, herzlich willkommen zu Inside Wall Street vom Parkett der New York Stock Exchange. Ich bin Manuel Koch und bei mir ist Peter Cardillo of Rockwell Global Capital. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Peter, the big number on Friday, the unemployment rate went down. We saw more jobs growing. Is it really a big change or just a number?
No, I just think it's a number, and I think it's probably mostly due to seasonal factors. If you look at the jobs creation, 146,000, which is a good number, but certainly insufficient to really get this economy going. Nevertheless, if you look at it, it was mostly in the service sector. So if you dissect it, you'll see that a lot of these jobs are temporary due to the holiday season. However, it was a surprise. Now, I think the real surprise is that the numbers were not affected by Sandy. I sort of scratched my head to that. But in any event, we did see the unemployment rate come down by 0.2% to 7.7%. There again, a number that really is not telling the true story, simply because of the fact that that number has come down due to the survey, the household survey, which suggests a lot of people have left the workforce. So, in essence, the numbers on the surface were comforting for the market. Obviously, we saw an initial reaction to the positive side, but I think when it's all said and done, it really doesn't change the ongoing slow growth motion that we have in the jobs market.
So when we talk about the holiday season, so Thanksgiving and the Christmas time could be driving these numbers. When you look into the next month, you expect that their numbers are going down?
I would have to think that we're going to see downward revisions. In fact, if you look at today's numbers, you'll see that there were already revisions in the previous two numbers downward. So that leads me to believe that this number is not as rosy as it appears to be.
The other big number on Friday was the consumer confident number, much lower than expected.
Yeah, the fiscal cliff finally took its toll on American families. People are beginning to worry about it now. Obviously, the number tumbled. In fact, this might deflate some of the early enthusiasm we have in the marketplace here. And I think, even if you look at the consumer debt numbers that were out during the week, you'll see that the consumer is back cutting debt, not increasing debt. So there's that fear factor re-entering into the marketplace.
You already mentioned the fiscal cliff. If this problem is solved soon, do you think we will see like a Christmas rally?
Actually, I think that we are going to see a Christmas rally, because if you look at some of the other numbers that are indicative to the fact that the economy is not slowing down, it's not growing at a faster pace, but certainly holding its own. So I think, we probably are going to see a year-end rally here. And as far as the fiscal cliff is concerned, it's going to be an ongoing concern, but I don't think it's going to have a real negative effect as it had already earlier in the month. And I think the reason for that is the market believes what I believe, and that is that there is a deal. We will get a deal. We will avoid the economy from falling off the cliff and winding up in a serious recession.
So what are you expecting of the upcoming week?
Next week, the focus will be on the Fed. And, today's numbers probably gives the Fed even more ammunition to continue its stimulants in 2013. So there's a good possibility, even though maybe it's a bit mature, but there's a good possibility that QE4 will be determined. And, of course, all eyes will be on the Fed statement and on Bernanke's press conference.
When we would be here in the end of next week, the Dow lower or higher? What would you say?
Higher.
All right. Thank you so much, Peter Cardillo, Rockwell Global Capital. Thank you so much for your time. Und Ihnen, liebe Zuschauer, vielen Dank fürs Zusehen. Wir sehen uns bald wieder hier vom Parkett der New York Stock Exchange.